So I recently got my hands on Samsung's new Z Fold 8, or for my fellow Canadians, Z Fold 8, I should say, although it really doesn't roll off the tongue nearly as easily. And I'm working on a full long-term review of this phone right now. And although it's the first folding phone I've ever been able to use on a long-term extended period of time basis, I have really been enjoying using the Z Fold 8. However, I'm a long-term Apple fanboy. I'm totally tied into pretty much every aspect of the Apple ecosystem, from Macs to iPhone to iPads to AirPods, even iCloud, you name it, I've got it. So with Apple's WWDC event just a few weeks away now, and the likely announcement of Apple's very own folding phone to be part of that event, probably the headline part of that event, should you buy the Z Fold 8 or hold out for the new folding iPhone, which everybody seems to believe is going to be called the iPhone Ultra? So here's my 2 cents, my thoughts, my comparison of these two folding devices based on everything we know right now. First, we got to talk about the design of the Z Fold 8 versus the iPhone Ultra. Everything that's been leaked and reported so far has pegged both of these folding phones to be this passport shape and style, which is probably one of the most enjoyable parts of the Z Fold 8 user experience, if I'm being honest. For me, with larger hands, the passport form factor lets me easily use the whole front screen of the phone with one hand, and when you open it up, I basically have the iPad experience in my pocket. It's a 4:3 aspect ratio, 7.6-inch display, and it's very bright and it looks fantastic. Having a small tablet in your pocket all the time is really a game changer. And the iPhone Ultra is expected to have almost the exact same inner and outer dimensions when folded and unopened, which is going to produce an even more genuine iPad-like experience because obviously it's going to be running iOS like any other iPhone or iPad would. And spoiler alert, because Samsung actually produces the screens used on the iPhone, it is almost guaranteed that the iPhone Ultra and the Z Fold 8 are going to have nearly identical screen and hinge technology and mechanisms, making the crease in the middle basically invisible, just like it is on the Z Fold 8. Honestly, after a couple weeks using the Z Fold 8 every day as my daily driver, unless you're in direct sunlight, you can barely make out the crease on this screen. And when you're watching full screen content, it is effectively invisible, which is just so crazy to experience in person. But aside from the screens, there's a lot of other things expected to be similar between these two devices. Both are going to have just 2 cameras on the back of the device. The Z Fold 8 has a main 50 megapixel sensor, whereas the iPhone Ultra is expected to ship with the same tried and true 48 megapixel camera sensor and array on the back that is found on the iPhone 17 Pro line this year, and it's very capable. And in terms of selfie cameras, the iPhone Ultra is expected to be far more capable and powerful than what is on the Z Fold 8, boasting an 18 megapixel sensor, unlike the Z Fold 8's pretty mediocre, if I'm being honest, 10 megapixel sensor. Both are also expected to feature very similar battery capacities, with the Z Fold 8 having a 4800 milliamp hour battery and the iPhone Ultra being expected to have somewhere between a 4700 and 4900 milliamp hour battery. And just like the battery life, the onboard storage options by default are expected to be very similar as well. Although the Z Fold 8 tops out at 1 terabyte of onboard memory, and the iPhone Ultra is expected to top out at 2 terabytes, although I can almost guarantee you Apple will charge a small fortune for this memory update, as they have done over their long tenured history. Which nicely brings me to where these two devices are going to differentiate the most, and it might make or break the purchase decision for you. And that is pricing and application support. While, as of the time of this recording, not every app that you probably use on Android has been adapted to the new form factor of the Z Fold 8 yet, it is far more likely that on the launch and release date of the iPhone Ultra, your favorite iOS apps will be updated and ready for the larger form factor. With iOS, as many people know, and you probably know as well, developers only have to adapt their apps to a very select number of screen sizes and hardware platforms, making it far easier and faster to output and scale up your apps depending on the device you're programming for. Unlike with Android, where there's so many variations, so many makes and models of devices, and so many different screen sizes, so I can almost guarantee you that on the day you get the new device in your hand, your favorite iOS apps are going to be 100% compatible, whereas I can't say the same for your favorite Android apps. And lastly, I already kind of alluded to this when I was talking about storage, but pricing is going to be a major differentiating point between these devices as well. The Z Fold 8 is $1,899 US as of the time of this recording, but the iPhone Ultra is rumored to start as high as $2,500 US when it launches. That would make it in Canadian dollars well over $3,000 before you upgrade memory and all that jazz, which is absolutely insane for a phone. However, I'm sure Apple will do a very good job of spinning it as if you're getting an iPad and an iPhone in one to justify the starting price. But as I've already broken down in terms of software, hardware, capability, storage, there are not that many key differentiators between these two devices. So ultimately, I think it really comes down to what you're willing to pay and whether or not you really rely on that Apple ecosystem for your day-to-day activity. I will say, switching to Android for the first time in a long time was a daunting thought, but with the Z Fold 8 having made so many strides and even having capabilities like AirDrop built right in out of the gate, it's not as big of a jump between iOS and Android as it used to be, which makes the price point differences between the Z Fold 8 and the iPhone Ultra even more contentious. So as always, let me know what you guys think about the iPhone Ultra and the Z Fold 8. Which one do you want? Which one do you prefer? Which one do you like the most? Looking forward to hearing your thoughts down below, and we'll see you again soon in the next video.